Okay, so moving on to part 2, now we are a Brazilian company and we are paying in US dollars, right? The US dollars would be $2,000, right? We're going to pay 2,000 US dollars. If we are a Brazilian company and we were paying in Brazilian dollars, right? Or not dollars, Brazilian reals, right? We would have an accounts receivable of 5,000 BRLs, sales revenue 5,000 BRLs, and then no entry at year end. And then when we settle or pay, it would be cash and of 5,000. Oh, and we forgot our cost of goods sold, right? Our cost of goods sold was 2,000. Our inventory, we gotta remember we're selling something. Inventory was 2,000 BRLs. And then when we settle, we would have cash of 5,000 and accounts receivable would go down of 5,000 BRLs. Right, so there would be no risk if we were denominated in our own currency. And so, but we are exposed to the US currency, and we're the Brazilian company. So looking back at those quotes, right, I'm trying to convert it from from US dollars to Brazilian reals. So I need to know how many Brazilian reals I'm going to get by using those US dollars. So I have 2,000 US dollars. I'm going to use an indirect quote over here. And as we can see, we're in a receivables position. So I'm getting 2.5 over here. Okay, that's fine. And then all of a sudden the rate goes down. So I'm getting less Brazilian reals over here, and I'm in a receivables position or an asset position. So I'm going to have a loss for sure down here. And then all of a sudden I will have a large gain over here at the end because the rate went up. I think if we can consider both of these problems independently, since we're in a different position versus an accounts receivable and an accounts payable, and we are subject to foreign currency exchange risk, right? If we were in a payables position over here, this would be okay, and then all of a sudden we'd have a lot less to pay. We'd have a large gain over here if we were in a payables position, and then we would have a huge loss because we'd have to pay a lot more over here. So thinking of these as independently, because these don't work together. Part 1 does not work with part 2 the same because we're denominated in a different amount, and we're in a different position. We're now in a receivables position, an net asset exposure or asset exposure, right? So 2.5, 1.33, so $2,000, right? And they told you that it was for 5,000 BRLs, but it was denominated in 2,000 US dollars, times it by 2.5 would be the indirect, would give me 5,000 BRLs, which would be accounts receivable, sales revenue. This would be 5,000 BRLs. And then cost of goods sold, they told you it was 2,000 BRLs, and inventory, 2,000. Okay, so that 2,000 US dollars will be converted at 1.33 now using the indirect rate. So let's see what that is going to look like. 2,000 times it by 1.3333. Okay, now we have 2,666. This is what our receivables balance is. I lost a substantial amount of money, almost half of my money that I was going to receive because I was exposed to foreign exchange risk. So this is the balance of my accounts receivable now. I started at 5,000 BRLs, and now this would be my loss. So 2,333 would be a reasonable loss, 2,333, and my accounts receivable will go down. Loss on foreign exchange, my accounts receivable goes down. Okay, and then finally, we go to settle. We're at this rate of 2.8571, times it by 2,000 US dollars. My final receivable now increased to more than I was expecting, to 5714, right? 5714. And we could remember the balance was 2667, the balance of the accounts receivable. So let's do the difference of those. 2667, or close, 2666, 2667. Let's try that. So it's going to be around $3,047 of a gain. $3,047 of a gain. Accounts receivable will increase, gain on foreign exchange, right? Our final ending amount, oh, I forgot what that was, 2.8571 times it by 2,000 US dollars, 5714. 5714. Oh, that is what we will receive from our receivable, right? And so you could also do this by looking at the change instead of doing the total balance amount. So the change between 2.5 to 1.33, and since I'm in a receivable position, I know that this would be a loss to me, and I could times that by 2,000 US dollars, 23333. Let's make sure we got 2333. Oh yes, we did get that loss. And then again, we could do it between 1231 and 18. 13333 minus 2.8571. But now I know I should be in a gain position because this is a receivable. So we'll times that by 2,000. Now I'm in a gain of 3047. 3047. Could be 3048. Let's make sure that math worked out. 5,000 minus 2333 plus 3047. Yeah, that did work out. That math did hold true. So could be a little bit of a rounding error. The main key is that you're able to calculate this gain and loss, understand why we're at a gain and a loss, and understand that these problems can be seen as independent of each other, right? The other party is not exposed to foreign exchange risk, so the U.S. company is not exposed to foreign exchange risk, so their accounting would be definitely different, and we're exposed to foreign exchange risk here.